For video game collectors, Black Friday is meant to reward us with steep discounts, amazing finds, and really a rare chance to add some really cool items to your collection without necessarily having to break the bank. But can anyone else hear that? Can you guys hear that? Because because I can't either. Yeah, you know why? It's because there's silence in the streets, or or at least in my streets. Now, I went out today and didn't do a ton of Black Friday shopping because, well, quite frankly, I am not in a spending mode this holiday season. In fact, I'm in a little bit of a different mode, primarily because I've got some things that I'm working towards for the beginning of the year. However, for a lot of collectors, they really look to Black Friday as an opportunity to really take advantage. And we know how expensive retro game collecting and even just physical video game collecting in general, we all know how expensive that could be. So a lot of times you'll see collectors pretty much wait. They'll typically wait and kind of save up their money so that when this time comes around, when this time of year comes around, they have basically the means and the cash to take advantage of the promotions. However, this Black Friday really feels different. It's starting to feel a little bit more like a Whack Friday, and I'm going to explain to you why I feel that way. So, first, let's talk about where you can probably get some of the best deals depending on what you're looking for, right? So, we're going to start off with the most obvious one, and that's GameStop. GameStop right now is offering Black Friday deals. On all pre-owned games, it's buy two get one free, which obviously can meet the demand for a lot of physical collectors because it's on all pre-owned, right? So that's everything from retro games, going all the way back to the Nintendo, and all the way up to the PlayStation 5. As long as it's pre-owned, you're able to take advantage of the promotion, buy two, get one free, which in my opinion is probably one of the best deals that you're gonna find out there right now. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because most mom and pop shops, if you choose to go to a mom and pop shop, they're really only going to do any, like, if you're gonna get like a free game, it's probably gonna be like a buy three get one free. So most mom and pop shops are not really gonna be doing the buy two. A lot of them will probably be doing the buy three, and in that case, it's really not as good of a deal. Now, the advantage if you go to a mom and pop shop, and this I think applies probably more so to retro game collectors, is that a mom and pop shop will have probably a better selection of retro games than your average GameStop. Because first of all, most GameStops, they don't even offer a retro assortment of games. There's only a certain number of retro GameStops around. And so if you don't live in an area that's close to one, and that's really the stuff that you're looking for this Black Friday, then you're more than likely going to want to go to your mom and pop shop. So again, your mom and pop shops might have a better selection, but you're not going to get as good of a deal as you would if you went to a place like GameStop. And again, this is if you're buying pre-owned games. Now, when it comes to brand new games, that's probably where you'll want to kind of check your big box retailers, right? So you'll more than likely want to go to Target and Best Buy and Walmart and, I guess even GameStop for that matter, because most of these places will have a certain type of sale on select new games. I know GameStop is doing a promotion where they have some new games going for under $30, so you could take advantage of that. I'm sure Target and Walmart, I have not looked because, like I said, I'm not doing any I'm not doing any video game hunting this particular Black Friday season. However, I'm pretty sure Target and Walmart and Best Buy, they too are doing their Black Friday promotions on select brand new games. And these are typically going to be the big box titles that everyone's looking for. Now, ideally for me, this would be the ideal time for me to go out and look for a Switch 2, which, as I mentioned earlier in the year, when the Switch 2 originally first came out, I said that I'd be picking up one during the holiday season. Unfortunately, I have not seen any Switch 2 deals that have been really too enticing to me. I haven't really seen anything on the Switch as far as like a holiday promotion that is making me want to run out and go buy one right now. So my hopes are that as we get closer to Christmas, maybe something will pop off, although I don't think it will. But if you guys are aware of anything out there that's happening with regards to the Switch 2, let me know. I will be picking up a Switch 2 regardless, because that is not going to be just like a personal use console. When I get the Switch 2, it'll be a console for the entire family. It's going to be something that we're all going to be using. It's going to be something that we're all going to be playing. And when I do go hunting for that console, I plan on taking you guys along with me. So you'll be out in the road, out in the field with me. And I think it's going to be a really fun time, and it'll be a really fun video at that. So stay tuned for when that comes out. But yeah, just going back to Black Friday, when it comes to the big box retailers, you are going to have some promotional deals on new games. And again, that's just going to boil down to which new games you're actually looking to add to your collection. Now, it doesn't mean that we should ignore thrift stores or pawn shops or anything like that, because typically on Black Friday, the thrift stores are a madhouse because they offer massive discounts on top of items that are already discounted. The problem with thrift stores on a Black Friday is that I feel like the thrift stores, or at least the thrift stores near me, they're the only place that truly feel like what Black Friday used to feel like 15 to 20 years ago. It's only in the thrift stores on Black Friday where I feel like there is just a multitude of people grabbing and snatching and yelling and screaming and pushing and shoving to get their hands on all of these goods at massively reduced prices. That's the only place where I feel that energy. I did not feel that energy at GameStop. I didn't see that energy at Target or Walmart, and I definitely didn't see it at Best Buy or anything like that. To be quite honest with you, this Friday feels like a ordinary Friday. It feels like a regular Friday, in September. To me personally, I'm just not seeing the excitement. I don't see the enthusiasm to spend as much from people, and we'll know how aggressive people were with taking advantage of promotions once we get like a holiday spending report. I'm sure once all these companies report their sales and things like that, we'll know how eager people were this holiday season to spend money. All that being said, where do I think collectors can go to get the best bang for their buck? Just depends on what you're willing to deal with. If you don't mind the crowds, you don't mind the pushing and shoving, I think thrift stores probably will be one of the best places for you to save a dollar. I think that's where you'll be able to maximize and get the best bang for your buck this holiday season. If you don't mind going to GameStop, obviously the buy two get one is pretty attractive, depending on what you're looking for. And if you have a retro store near you, you definitely could take advantage. Also, if you don't mind shopping on GameStop's website, I know there's a lot of people who are hesitant to do that just from bad experiences and things of that nature. But if you're not afraid to shop on their website, then you can obviously check their website out and see what options they have available for you there, because I do believe the buy two get one is extended to online purchases as well. So you can take advantage of that. And then if you're just wanting something new, I mean, go to your big box retailer, right? And they'll have something available for you there. Now, I know that there are a lot of collectors, honestly, who are just kind of satisfied. They're not really spending any money. They're not looking out to go out and buy anything. They're just kind of just chilling. I think a lot of folks have really just taken this day or these last 2 days to just stay at home and play the games that they have. And that's perfectly fine too. That's perfectly fine. I've talked about this in past videos where I think 2026 is going to go financially. The economics of 2026 look a little bit daunting. And so I think people are kind of just making do with what they have. They're kind of satisfied with what they've got, and they're rolling with that. But let me know what you guys think. Is it as quiet in your neck of the woods as it is for me? Are you seeing a lot of hustle and bustle? I'm interested to know. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next one. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.